I had some fun over the weekend in debugging some malware code for fun and possible future profit. Who knows? I have a customer who had, I wouldn't call it a malware infestation. It's not really a malware infestation. They just wanted me to do a security audit on their site, and some malware was found in a sandbox area, which means it's already been dealt with. But inquiring minds want to know before I delete everything out of that sandbox. Inquiring minds just got to know what's going on. So one of the files was ykzigax.php. So I downloaded that file to my hard drive, and PHP is a text-based thing. This is pure text. I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. PHP file cannot cannot execute on its own. I wouldn't suggest that people do this at home who aren't computer professionals, because if you download an executable or certain kinds of packages, other things, you could cause trouble. But a simple PHP file, which is text only, that can't cause trouble unless it's executed via a PHP interpreter. So anyway, without further ado, we see it right there in that black window, and it looks pretty gibberishy, and it's obviously obfuscated. So how do we go about debugging this? Well, or trying to figure out what it does, which I find fun because the author doesn't want you to know what it does. So the first thing that I do when I'm ever looking at something like this is I format the code through a formatter. Bang, here it is formatted. That looks a lot more readable, but it's still, good luck figuring out what's going on. And what I noticed here, the first things that really come to mind are $post, $cookie. Those are methods to pass data into this script. And then there's this eval statement down here that can run something. That can run another PHP script. It can run an executable. So that's where the nefarious action is going to happen. Now, whether we can figure out what it is anybody's guess. But I find this almost as fun as playing chess. So I did it. All right. So this top stuff, this variable, this variable, this variable, what the hell are these things? Char 116.1 \116, that's another character. And these things in between this and this are comments. So I figured, well, I'll strip out everything below this for each statement, and then I will print out to the screen the value of all these variables. So I created abc.php. It has that top portion, and echo prints it out to the screen, and we will go over, and here is the output of abc.php. str repeat, explode, count, pack. Oh, now we're on to something, because those are all PHP functions. Okay, cool. So what I did is then I went in, replaced all this gibberish with, you see at the top here, str repeat. So in other words, all this stuff from here to there, when it executed, it results in the string str repeat. So I'm leaving out one step here. We see str repeat equals str repeat. That's my variable name. It was gmwru equals str repeat. So after I did this here, I changed all the variable names in here to be intuitive. Okay, str repeat. Oh, look, it's coming into play down here. Explode. Oh, Oh, there we go. It's exploding something here. Also, I took out all of the comments. Okay, that's a comment. That does nothing. It's just designed to mess with your eyeball and make it more difficult for you to figure out what's going on. So all the comments were eliminated, and all the comments were eliminated. All variable names were made as intuitive as could be. And then I added echo statements to, so when this is executed, we can see what's going on. Now, one more thing is necessary. I have to create a script that will pass something in as values for those things. And I see that loop went to 3. So I created a script over here with 3 things. I might have misinterpreted something there. We will see. Anyway, so now, oh, last but very, very important is I commented out the eval, all right? Because I don't want an eval to run. Eval is actually doing something. Everything before that eval is just figuring out, if you will, what the function call, the script name is going to be. So when that eval runs, it's going to have, like script2.php, or go to the GRU parameter. This is for Vladimir Putin inside of the eval. I'm trying to be humorous here. That this is the only thing you have to worry about. Ken, I'm a computer professional. I know what I'm doing. Other than that eval statement, there's nothing to worry about in here. But inquiring minds want to know what that's going to do. And hopefully, I was thinking, hopefully, what all this mumbo jumbo here is going to be analogous to what's called a convergent function in mathematics, i.e., maybe no matter what we pass in for these things, it always results in the same string to be evaluated. Hopefully, but not necessarily. So without further ado, when I run this, it chugged a bit, but it never, now I don't know why the function call count didn't go above 1, and so it never got to 3. I might have misinterpreted something and changed something in a way that broke this. And I don't have a lot of time to continue this. It's for fun. I did this for fun. And if I had another whole day of time, well, another couple of hours, I could maybe get it to so that this counts up. Then if this was doing something analogous to a convergent function, then I'd know what it was calling, but what it's calling might be another sort of unknown thing. So it's not that this exercise is worthless. It is not worthless. It's very educational. And I also think that if some entities like, say, the FBI, let's say, other government agencies, or some private companies who spent a bunch of time, it wouldn't have to be a bunch of time. I did this in an afternoon. If some effort was spent here, some of the perpetrators of this could probably be identified. Now, it's kind of like terrorism in the inverse. I know that people who talk about terrorism say the people who are fighting it have to be on their game / perfect every single time. The terrorist only has to get lucky once, and then bad things happen. Now, this is the other way around, whereas the hacker, he has to be on his game every time. If skilled people at a skill level 1, 2, 3 notches above me is looking at this constantly, the hacker screws up once and he's nailed. And I would call myself I don't want to denigrate myself. I wouldn't say I'm a run-of-the-mill programmer. My strength and my claim to fame is not bits and bytes, hardcore debugging of this stuff. I think I'm very good at design, knowing what people want in a website, how to make things intuitive and flow. I can do enough to be dangerous with coding and stuff like this. So somebody who really is on their game and devotes a bunch of time to this, remember, the hacker just has to fuck up once, and then he leaves something behind, and bada bing, you could find out something about it. I think I'm going to make another video to go over the different kinds of, what these hackers are interested in and how you would theoretically identify some of them. Anyway, that is all for now. Hope you find this entertaining.